Last year, I was among one of the many students who lived in the neighborhoods immediately surrounding the Ball State campus. And in that time, I saw a lot of people who smoked. And I don't necessarily see anything wrong with that, and it's not my place to discourage it. However, it begs the question, what would happen if there were no smoking sections? If there's already a large number of people going off campus to do something while there is a space provided, completely removing that could bring a lot more students into these neighborhoods, and with them could come cigarette butts, trash from food, and it could bring safety concerns. In a time when safety in the surrounding areas of the university are already being scrutinized. Recently, a committee from the university has decided to make the recommendation that the university implement a full smoking ban on the campus. That would mean removing the smoking sections and any form of safe place for smokers to go. The recommendation came from trends in both state law and other universities. The state and Delaware County have already pretty well made it clear that they would like to remove smoking from public spaces as much as they possibly can. In addition, other universities such as Indiana University and Bloomington have already implemented full bans of smoking from their campus. So the committee found that it was only natural that we follow suit. However, there are students in those neighborhoods who would rather not see that happen, or who just don't think it's that great of an idea.
I think it could negatively impact a lot of people that live in nearby neighborhoods, that live in the neighborhoods that surround the campus, primarily because we already have an issue with students from campus trespassing. Not just trespassing in like my yard, which has happened a couple times. I've seen students jumping over my fence and going to and from the dorms, but there are also a lot of kids that smoke cigarettes and sometimes marijuana in our neighborhood, which is kind of an issue because usually they're roaming around in pretty huge groups and they're pretty noticeable. But I think it'll get worse with the ban.
Oh gosh. No smoking on campus means every smoker that lives on campus will now find places off campus to smoke. This may sound obvious, but I live off campus, and directly off campus, in between La Follette and Johnson B. A huge increase of smokers in our area will be happening, I'm sure. They thought closing off that little hole behind La Follette would cut off the smokers, but they still come down our street all the time.
I mean, we already see people come over here to smoke in our neighborhood, so I just imagine there'll be more of them just walking through my driveway and in front of my house just smoking cigarettes. Really not looking forward to having to pick up the cigarette butts in front of my house.
Oh God, our street's gonna be horrible. Cigarette butts everywhere, of course. Then there's people that bring food and drinks and disrespect the areas that they walk through by throwing their trash on the ground, leaving their things everywhere, not cleaning them up after themselves. It's going to be horrible.
Ball State has been noted by BusinessInsider.com as the 11th most dangerous institution in the nation, with a population of just over 22,000 students. There were 19 violent crimes on average between the years 2008 and 2011. Non-violent, just property crimes every year, there were an average of 353. In 2011, we were a little bit above average. We had 26 violent crimes and 376 property crimes. And putting more students out into the subsidiary neighborhoods of the campus can only increase those numbers. It increases traffic and increases the amount of targets that people can have.
I mean, there's more of them that are going to be walking off of campus to smoke late at night alone, so there's always a risk.
I think if they get rid of these smoking sections, these kids, there will be more kids walking around neighborhoods smoking, obviously. That not having smoking sections puts more people at risk, because now they're going, instead of being around being around campus in a smoking section around 2 a.m., now they're going to be walking through, potentially dangerous neighborhoods at 2 a.m., areas that have, in recent times had quite a few armed robberies and similar, criminal activity.
I know a lot of people that like to walk and smoke, and the most logical place to do that is step a couple feet off campus and you have a whole road, a whole neighborhood to just walk around and smoke in. If that option's open, people are going to take it. People smoke, and just because you don't want them to doesn't mean they're not going to. So if you tell them they can't do it in one place, they're going to find a place to do it.